Hello, everyone. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but I'm sure if you've been following the news, in the recent runoff race down in Atlanta, I believe in Atlanta, Georgia, between two congressional candidates. I believe the Republican's name was Handel, and the Democrats was Ossoff, but it really doesn't matter. Anyway, the Republican Party spent $50 million on a Republican candidate. She raised basically $50 million for the race, and the Democrat raised an estimated a little bit more than $30 million for the race. So total between the two candidates was $80 million. And in this video, I'd like to discuss the high cost of politics and what it means for the American people. I believe the American people are being robbed and ripped off in this. We're not being represented by either one of these candidates, either the Republican or the Democrat. Think of it. If she raised $50 million, it was through lobbyist companies, businesses, and when she gets into the Congress, it's obvious that she's going to have to do whatever favors she needs to do for these lobbyist businesses and individuals who gave her all this wonderful money for her for the campaign for her congressional campaign. Now it would be the same if the Democrat got in, but he didn't get in, so neither one of these people, I think, were in it to represent the people in the congressional district that they're representing. Rather, they're in it to represent the lobbyists and the wealthy individuals and the businesses within the district, and maybe in national interests too. She thanked President Trump for winning, but it's obvious that she's going to be nothing more than a person who doesn't benefit the American people. Now, if you look in these presidential races, it takes about $1.5 billion. At least that's what was spent on the last presidential election. On Hillary Clinton spent. And I'm not quite sure what Trump spent, but he probably spent quite a bit too. And then you look at all the money that's raised through super PACs, and from lobbyists, and then there's dark money, what they call that's not even raised through that's money that's not raised through PACs or super PACs. So on the Democrat side, they raise hundreds of millions of dollars through unions, that is public employees unions, since there's since Walmart, Target, or any of these other companies don't have unions, so they're not really raising it. The only place they could raise money from unions anymore is through public employees. Now, obviously, if you ever noticed in your district, public employees generally get a raise about every year or 2 years, and they get a substantial raise. And that's why pension funds are going broke, and you're looking at legislation that never comes about to even fix these problems. On the Republican side, they've raised hundreds of millions of dollars from pharmaceutical companies, from insurance companies, and it's obvious, becomes more than obvious why they may want to overturn Obamacare. Not that I think Obamacare is anything great, but they're always promoting pharmaceutical companies, and many of these pharmaceutical companies got overpriced pharmaceuticals that they charge consumers, and so the pricing's never going to be regulated. Neither are insurance companies going to be stopped from raising their prices. Republicans are always going to let them increase their prices. So neither the Republican Party or the Democrats, for that matter, have any real interest in the American public. And if you're someone that doesn't work either for the government and you're not in a public employee union, the Democratic Party really has nothing to offer you. Absolutely not. If you're not a business person working for one of these pharmaceutical companies, or you're not really employed by one of these oil and gas companies, or in that sort of industry, that party really has nothing to offer you either. But neither party has anything to offer to the American public. I mean, what have they done for the American public, either party, in the last few years? It's mostly to benefit either these big huge companies, or whom they give countless tax breaks to. And believe it or not, it's it's the tax money that even goes to fund most of these campaigns. Think of it. If a lobbyist goes in and pays, or the labor, for example, a labor union goes in and pays hundreds of millions of dollars in campaign donations every election year, do you think that most of this came through from the collective bargaining that they get from their public union employees that pay into these unions? And it's the same thing when they charge the higher premium prices that the Republicans fail to control. You, the consumer, are paying for these campaigns. So, and what I'm trying to say in this video is, as American people, we're screwed. I really wish the politicians at election time would be like the NASCAR drivers, where they wore suits that showed their sponsors. But obviously that's not going to happen. That's all I have to say for you in this video. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. And I'll probably be posting some more videos, so see you then. Thank you. Peace, everyone.